Happy Monday. It is August 25th, 2025, and time for your Monday market update. Thanks so much for watching. Let's take a quick look at our McHenry County numbers for the last 7 days. We had 190 new listings. Yes, we got a lot of new inventory to look at. We got 159 under contract. That is great. We're making some headway in the inventory department. It's wonderful. We had 109 closed sales, 48 price changes, 1 expired, and 45 currently on the private network. So we are still in the seller's market in our area in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, but we are seeing the market. It's kind of a tale of two markets I keep talking about. Over 700,000, we still have we're actually in a buyer's market. We have 11 months supply in Crystal Lake, and it's similar in all of our surrounding cities. But under 400,000, things are still moving like hotcakes. We had crazy open houses this weekend, very, very busy. Lots of buyers returning to the market and ready for the fall. We do anticipate that the federal government, that Jerome Powell is going to cut the prime rate 25 basis points on September 17th. We have a couple of readings coming up on September 5th and September 9th, the jobs reading and also the core inflation reading. We anticipate that the unemployment rate will show a weaker jobs market, some job revisions from some of the previous reports showing that some of the jobs that were created last year actually were not, and to have those numbers corrected, that we actually do have a weakening job market. We also anticipate that the inflation numbers might come in a little bit higher, which would be a bad thing for the rate cuts, but we anticipate that Jerome Powell is going to look at those as a one-time increase due to the tariffs, and that it will level off and it will end up being better for us to still go ahead and have that rate cut to free up some money so that the builders can build more and so that buyers have more buying power when they're out in the market. Now, this past weekend, I said we had really, really lots of activity at our open houses, which is true. It was like all of a sudden the fall market has hit and we are ready to go. We saw this happen last year as well. We saw August was really slow. Like I said last week, I was out of town for the last 2 weeks. A lot of people travel in August. We had kids going back to school. Now it's this last week of August, and we really are seeing that people are done getting their kids back to school and they're back to looking for houses. And so we had a tremendous amount of activity at both of our open houses this weekend. We are actually going to do another open house next weekend, even though it is Labor Day, just because it seems like a lot of buyers are out. They're anticipating the rates coming down. They're anticipating prices going up when those rates do come down. So they want to get a property under contract now before prices go up, because if those rates do come down, if we see anything 6.5 or below, it's going to be like mad rush to get a home under contract. And similar to what we saw in early 2022 and late 2021, when rates were so low, we saw buyers willing to pay more for a house in order to lock in that lower rate. And we anticipate that that could come again as these rates do come down. And of course, mortgage rates are already lower leading up to the speculation of the rate cuts. Another piece of news that was out this morning was that Warren Buffett has invested a lot of money into builders, into Lennar. He just bought a bunch of Lennar stock in anticipation that those builders are going to be a very hot commodity going into next year as rates cut. And then those builders are going to spur the economy with more buildings and allow for more first-time homebuyer inventory to hit the market, which would be great. They are building more of those lower-priced homes to allow the builders to attract those first-time homebuyers. And we know that the average first-time homebuyer is now 40 years old. That's the oldest that it's ever been. Our average buyer in the market right now is still 56 years old, which is the oldest that has ever been. So we're seeing again the demand for the first floor master, for those older buyers, and then we're also seeing more demand under 500,000 for those first-time home buyers as well. It's becoming again though also a price war and a beauty contest. So we're still seeing buyers being very picky. If a home has too many projects or it feels old and dated, they're going to be more likely to pass that up and wait for the nicer home, the move-in ready home to hit the market. Hearing lots of feedback that people don't want to do projects. They don't want to put any time and effort into a home. They want to just be able to move right in. So those are some key things to keep in mind as you're thinking about the housing market this week. If you have any questions, of course, always please reach out to me. If you need a home equity analysis, that's something I don't mention very often, but a lot of you out there might be needing a home equity analysis for your home insurance, or maybe for your will or your trust, or if you're going through a divorce. A lot of people need those home equity analysis. Please let me know. I'm happy to do those for you. I'm here to be a resource, so please use me. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching.